Hello and welcome on 360 Sport on Trust TV. I am Adeni Ajishafe. Well, we'll be giving you update concerning the two matches ongoing right now over there in Qatar, Australia, Denmark, France, Tunisia. Right now, Tunisia really, they fought hard, at least able to get one. Khazri scoring for them. I also have Australia rather also. Well, that game, they have their own goal there. Well, it's really getting tough between the four nations now fighting who will top the group and who will stay down. Tunisia really have actually made the stadium to be in opera because of the fact that Khazri was able to score that goal for them. Well, I am Adeni Ajishafe. Will be joining me in the studio is Abdullahi Kabiru. Good to have you.
Great to be back once again.
Good one. So we'll be looking at the games together. Australia, Denmark is still 1-0, and that game is ongoing right now. And you have another one, Tunisia, France. That game that you expect Tunisia at least to fight hard, and really they are doing it. They have a goal right now, and it seems this group is going to be a tough one.
Oh yeah. Tunisia, they're doing quite surprisingly. They're beating France. But if you look at the lineups, like France are not really playing that starting 11. They're more like resting players.
Maybe they expected that, okay, they are going to win this game easily.
Yeah, you know, they've already qualified, so they're just resting them for the latter stages of the tournament. The likes of Mbappe didn't start. So Tunisia, they're in an Arab World Cup. You know, the Arab teams are really showing up, even though they're not in the Middle East, but an African Arab country doing well. Sure, the crowd is backing them, the whole country. So that's a good one for Tunisia. Hopefully, it's not over yet, but hopefully they can hold on.
Matthew Leckie scored for Australia, making it 1-0. And you also have Tunisia. Khazri was able to make it for Tunisia against France. And well, they were about to substitute him because he seems injured, and then he scored. What a way to go. Talking about Tunisia versus France right now, that particular group is really getting tough. France now will be avoiding that particular defeat because it will not speak well if they will get to be second on the table. So they want to try to see how they can better their lot. Tough one over there in Qatar. Well, this year's World Cup really is, we've seen a lot of shocking moments. Will Saudi Arabia, Argentina happen between Tunisia versus France?
Oh yeah, it could be. You know, this World Cup has been very entertaining. It's not been obvious trashing, whooping boys, beating them 5-0, 4-0. It's very entertaining. Some of the lower countries have really shown up. So it's quite interesting to see. Australia as well, they've exceeded expectations in my opinion. They're about to qualify for the last 16, which is unusual for a country like Australia. So we'll see how they will hold up against against Denmark.
Well, right now, it's still 1-0 in favor of Australia versus Denmark. Matthew Kefney actually scoring that goal there. Well, for Tunisia, a good one for them. They are still leading the pack with 1-0, while Khazri scoring for them. And right now, the Tunisians are hoping that would they be able to do it against France, just like Saudi Arabia did it. Well, even when the whole Africa are looking at will Tunisia actually qualify, they seem to be ready. They are really upbeat to see how they can change the particular lot that have been given to them. Let's see if Tunisia will actually fight the way Senegal fought hard to qualify for round of 16. It is very possible. Giving you update concerning the two matches ongoing right now over there in Qatar. Denmark, Australia, Tunisia, France. 1-0 for the two matches. And really, well, the reason why I'm actually laughing is because while they were just about to remove the player, you know, the player scored, and they looked like, oh wow, the whole stadium went in uproar because nobody saw that coming. That you look at the way France, if you look at the name of players they have, the kind of player, the caliber of player, high-profile players against Tunisia, you expect them to have scored right now. In fact, when they finished the first half, I remember the commentators saying that France have been very wasteful in the first half. They're supposed to have scored like 3 or 4 goals, but they couldn't scored it. But now you see that Tunisia really are dancing to see how dancing to the tune of the beat of the game to make sure they get this win, which is very crucial.
Oh yeah, you know, France, they've already qualified, so maybe they've put their foot off the pedal a bit. Complacency has crept in. The younger players, they're trying to play, so maybe that's why they're losing at the moment. But it's not over yet, you know. They've brought on Mbappe, so already he's one of the top scorers, so he might still score again. So Tunisia shouldn't start celebrating yet. Australia is still ahead of them in the group, including France. So, but it would be good if they play their final game to go out with a bang, you know, after Qatar disappointed, as the host country, Qatar disappointed. So we'll like to see how Tunisia will do. as an Arab World Cup, this is, even though they're in Africa, it's an Arab country as well, so we'll see how they do against France. But don't rule out France because Mbappe is on and other players are on as well, so they might still end up equalizing and even winning. But Australia are really the ones that I find surprising in this group, to be fair.
Well, right now it's still ongoing there, 1-0 in favor of Australia, where Matthew Leckie, 68th minute, and you have Wazib Kazri scoring for Tunisia there, 1-0. Well, right now that game is really getting very interesting, and we're talking about Group D because we are trying to give you update concerning this game. 77 minutes Australia, Denmark, 78 minutes Tunisia, France, and still ongoing, and we continue to give you update concerning this right now.
But what's going on with Denmark?
Denmark, well, that's football, at times you don't just get it right. If Australia are able to do this, who knows?
Honestly, because with the players they have, Christian Eriksen, all the other
names
guys,
for this World Cup, we've seen a lot of shocking moments.
Honestly,
that you don't even expect at all.
As a European team, you expect them to perform. They have players playing the Premier League, but they're losing to Australia. Jeez, but it's not over yet, so let's keep an eye on those games.
Let's keep an eye on those games. We continue to give you updates while we are talking about the games right now. Well, before we come back to this to talk about the Group D game, let's quickly look at Group C. Yes, matches will be coming up tonight also in that group. And we have Poland, Argentina. Poland, Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico. That will be coming up by 8 p.m. And that will be another set of matches you want to see because right now it's a tough one. Even though Poland with 4 points, Argentina with 3, Saudi Arabia 3, you have Mexico with 1 point, and it's a tough one there. Talking about the group now, the way the group is right now, looking at the table of that group that we have there, Group C table now, Poland, Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico. Well, it's going to be a tough one because I see chance for Saudi Arabia to qualify. I see chance for Argentina. I see chance for Poland. Even Mexico, well, even though they have just 1 point, if they defeat Saudi Arabia, they will have 4 points. Yeah, you understand?
That's a very interesting group because, like you said, mathematically, all the 4 teams can still qualify tonight. So it will be very interesting to see Mexico, Saudi, Argentina, Poland. At the beginning, you rule out Saudi Arabia. Maybe when you saw the draws, you say, oh, these ones, you just whoop them 4-0. But they've really showed up in this World Cup. So it will be very interesting to see tonight. Poland versus Argentina, Messi versus Lewandowski, 2 top players playing for their national teams.
Now, just take a look at this, a bit very mathematical now. This game will be coming up by 8 p.m. If Poland, Argentina, they are facing them, if they play draw, Poland will have 5, Argentina will have 4. Saudi Arabia, Mexico, if they play draw, Saudi will have 4. Mexico will have 1. So it means it will actually do with goal difference, mathematics now. And if Saudi Arabia beat Mexico, they have 6. If Mexico beats Saudi Arabia, they have 4. If Argentina beats Poland, they will have 6. What a way to go!
You have to crack your head. But I don't
Seriously.
know, in a way, to solve the equation, like you said, the mathematical, maybe Argentina and Poland can do a gentleman's agreement
and just play draw
the game, exactly.
But that would
it's
be
risky, that's risky for Argentina.
It's simultaneously right now, and FIFA eye will be on this match. It's not to allow it to be fixed. They just want to make sure the match are not being fixed, and they want to make sure all the games are played on a very clean note. So right now, it's a very dicey one. This particular group, very, very dicey.
Honestly, very dicey. I'm looking forward to Poland versus Argentina because Argentina, they really have to show up. Messi, this is his last World Cup. This is your last chance to prove yourself on the world stage, to end the debate on who is the greatest of all time. So Messi needs to show up this World Cup tonight. No excuses. If they go out tonight, it's a disaster. Honestly, big disaster.
But I have that feeling that Argentina should be able to defeat Poland.
Oh yeah, I would definitely hope on paper.
Because right now, if you look at it, Poland, Saudi Arabia defeated Argentina, Argentina defeated Mexico, Poland defeated Saudi Arabia, all of them beat themselves. But right now, they need this game because they need to show that they want to top that. I'm talking about Argentina now. Before, prior to this tournament, they were rated the best squad, as in the top rated to win the World Cup. But right now, it's a bit kind of bleak right now for them. But I believe they can do it. All they need to do is to make sure they defeat Poland and at least top that group to avoid facing some tough teams coming from the other group. But so right now, I expect Argentina to come out against Poland. If what Poland play against Saudi Arabia, Saudi Arabia really played Poland, but goals didn't come. It favored Poland. Poland scored the goal while they played. Yeah. Meanwhile, in Argentina's case now, I would love them to win, so that at least for the sake of Messi.
Yeah, honestly. You know, Poland, when you have Lewandowski as your number 9, anything is possible. Once you give him a chance, he can score for you. But yeah, Argentina, with their pedigree, with their history, Maradona did it, Kempes did it, so Messi, you have to do it. Otherwise,
a lot of pressure on Messi's shoulder right now. A lot of pressure on his shoulder.
Even for belief's sake, like if they can't beat Poland, even if they qualify, let's say with a draw, they qualify for the last 16, they don't have that belief that they can beat one of the big boys. If you can't beat a group with Poland, Saudi Arabia, and Mexico, do you expect to beat France, England, Portugal? These top Brazil, top
Portugal,
team.
Yeah.
So Argentina,
who knows Ghana?
for our sake, West Africa.
I still have that belief that in this tournament we are going to have like 3 or 4 African nations scaling through to the knockout stage.
Oh yeah, definitely. Hopefully to break that ceiling. I think no African team has ever passed the quarterfinals. So hopefully this year will be the one that one will reach the semi-final. Hopefully Senegal or Ghana, even though their money is not there, but they've done well to qualify for the last 16. Yeah.
The top 4 there, we'll be giving you updates concerning matches that we'll be expecting tonight. Poland, Argentina. You have Saudi Arabia, Mexico in that group. The top 4 in that group, very, very mathematical group right now. They have to fight to finish before they know the winner of this group or the second position. A tough one between Poland, Saudi, Argentina, and also Mexico. But right now, as we speak, the match is still ongoing, almost getting to about 83rd minute. Yes, 83rd minute now. Australia, Denmark is still ongoing, 1-0. At least that goal coming from Matthew Leck in the 68th minute there. And Tunisia also having 1-0 where they score, courtesy of Kazri, who scored for them in the 58th minute. And you have it still ongoing, 84th minute. And it's really coasting home. What will be happening concerning this group? From the way it is, it's getting tough. Looking at the way it is on the table, France are actually leading with 6 points. Australia with 6 points also. France 6 points, Australia 6 points. Tunisia, they have 4. That is the way the table is looking at. If you finish this way, it's going to be France, Australia that will actually qualify. But although France will top on goal difference because they have 3, while Australia have -1. Still looking at the way the table is standing right now. But for this game, I wish, even if Tunisia should win this game, they can't get more than 4 points.
Yeah, I think they're just doing it for their pride mostly, at least. Say we've got 4 points in a tough group like this with Denmark,
At least it didn't come last. Denmark are actually down the table right now.
Which is a huge shame, honestly. I can't still believe Denmark, European
of all these stars.
Do you have top quality players who play in Europe, top team leagues? Manchester United, Christian Eriksen going out bottom on the World Cup. That's a huge shame, honestly.
Well, we've been giving you update concerning the game ongoing over there in Qatar, where right now it's still 1-0 between the 2 matches, Australia, Denmark, France, Tunisia. Although the table is still favoring France because they have a 3+3 goal difference to top that group. Even if they lose that game against Tunisia, it's still something good for them. Australia are trailing with all those 6 points, but with -1 goal difference. While Tunisia, they have 4 points. And you have that's Denmark with just a point. That is if the game ends that way. So continue to give you update while we go back to what we are actually looking at, the game taking place over there in Qatar. Well, from the way it is, while we are running that, we're talking about Poland, Argentina. That game is a kind of game that the whole Argentina now is as if they are on Messi's head. I don't know. It seems the way Maradona did it for them in 1986. The same thing is what they are expecting from Lionel Messi. Why? Okay, this is good. This could be his last World Cup. I'm very sure this could be his last World Cup, and he needs to deliver since he has never won this particular trophy. Despite winning everything that has to do with football, one of the greatest when it comes to football matters in the world right now. But Messi really, I'm just imagining what he's going through right now, the pressure and everything.
Honestly, all the pressure is on his back. He has scored in the first 2 games, so he has started relatively well on a personal note. To be fair, in that game against Saudi Arabia, they actually dominated the game. They were quite unlucky to lose, but still a loss is a loss. So Messi, the only thing missing from his career. He has won everything else, you know, the World Cup. If you want to be remembered as one of the greats, all the other ones, they've done it. Zidane, the Brazilian Ronaldo, Pele. So the World Cup is really where you should, and that is the only thing missing. Some are even saying between him and Ronaldo, to end the debate of who is the better, greatest of all time, if one of them can deliver this World Cup, then it's over. You can just go and retire, hang up your boots and go on holiday, because you've ended the debate. So there's huge pressure on Messi, and
the huge pressure on Messi, really, just like Abdullah Kabir just mentioned there. Really, the whole Argentines are looking at Messi as if he's the only player playing on the pitch. Where we have a lot of stars in that squad, Lautaro Martinez, Angel Di Maria, they are all there. Let's see what they'll be doing against Polish team that will be led by Lewandowski in that game that will be coming by 8 p.m. Who will stay? Who will drop? First and second position, tough one in that group. And right now, we just have to talk about it. But right now, let's quickly look at what's happening over there in Group D. Group D is still 1-0 in favor of Australia, Denmark, and Tunisia, France still 1-0. Despite that, looking at the way the table is standing, well, we have France, Australia, Tunisia, Denmark in that pecking order. France with 6 points. That is just how it's standing right now. You have Australia, you have Tunisia, and you have Denmark 6-6-4-1 in that order. Just as the way it is, France, Australia, it seems they are going to, even though if it ends 1-0 in favor of Tunisia and also that's Australia, it is still going to be in favor of France and Australia topping that group.
Yeah, as it stands, France and Australia are through to the last 16. It's just a formality, a goal difference to decide who finishes top and who finishes second of the group. So France will try their best to avoid finishing second, because, you know, if they don't, mathematically, if they don't finish top, they are likely to face a top team in the last 16, and they will try their best to avoid that. I think that's one of the reasons why the coach brought on Mbappe, despite resting him today, because he knows that, look, we need to win this game or at least get a draw to guarantee finishing top of the group, because to avoid facing the top teams in the last 16. Because if that happens, France, with the injuries they've had, unfortunately, they came to this tournament, no Benzema, no Pogba, with some of their star players, Kante missing as well. These are guys that were part of the team that won the last World Cup. So for a successful defense of their World Cup, they need to finish top of this group, in my opinion, and I feel like they will. It's just a formality, just a few minutes to go at the moment, them and Australia. And let's see how far Australia can go in this tournament, because they've exceeded expectations so far. They're finishing ahead of Denmark, which is a huge surprise. So kudos to Australia. They've really exceeded expectations in this tournament, yeah.
Good one there. Still looking at the fact that right now it's still going the way it has been. 1-0 in favor of Australia with Matthew Kersey scoring that goal, and you have Khazri scoring for Tunisia. Well, the game is still ongoing, and we have 89 minutes so far. 90 minutes for Tunisia, France, 89 for France and Australia, Denmark in that particular game. Well, while we're looking at that quickly, we just have to chip in some stories for you, just as it's happening right now. Let's talk about our own, talking about the NSL, that is National Sports Festival, taking place in Delta State. National Sports Festival, where we have a story there. The first gold medal has been won over there by Delta State. Delta State defeat Oyo Plateau, Lagos. So winning first gold medal in 12-kilometer cycling. Good one for Delta State. It's starting today fully. The opening ceremony is ongoing over there in Delta State, presided in Asaba. But the 12-kilometer cycling that actually started the game today, saw Delta State winning gold medal there. Congrats to the hosting state. At least they have started. They are the defending champion. The last time it was held in Edo State, they won over 150 gold medals in that, medals in that competition, and now they are trying to see how they can host and win. While we are giving you that information quickly, let's talk about Cristiano Ronaldo. News came out today that a club in Saudi Arabia, Al Nassr, right now they've actually offered. Yes, he has not accepted, but it has been confirmed and offered has been placed for Ronaldo. That is worth about 200 million euros per year till 2025, and that's the one that they are looking looking at if maybe Ronaldo will be signing it or not. We're still waiting to get that particular information. Talking about Cristiano Ronaldo there concerning that info that just came in. Cristiano Ronaldo has received a formal proposal from Al Nassr worth 200 million euros per season till 2025. Well, that will be a huge one, and that will make him the highest paid athlete in the whole world if this one really stands. But from the information we're having, that is still focusing on the World Cup there, trying to see how he can get better for Portugal. But right now, Al Nassr, they've offered this particular deal.
Wow, for that amount of money, even though Cristiano Ronaldo, he tries to be competitive, he wants to play at the highest level, Champions League, extend his goal record and everything. But for that money, he can turn anybody's head. Honestly, these Arabs, Saudi Arabia, they have money to spend. So to give him that amount for 3 years, 200 million, like that's almost his whole net worth in 3 years. Handing him. So,
well, talking about a team that knows what they want right now, Vincent Aboubakar, that plays for Cameroon, also plays for Al Nassr, and now we want to see what they will be doing. Well, if you recall, Ahmed Musa also played for Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia. They have what it takes to actually buy or sign Cristiano Ronaldo. So formally, they have submitted their proposal, and let's see what will be happening concerning that deal. Maybe after the World Cup, if Portugal continue to be there, while we are giving you updates concerning the games that is ongoing right now between Australia and Denmark. It's still ongoing and is almost coming to an end. Well, 1-0 in favor of Australia, leading the pack there, 93 minutes, and you have Tunisia, France, 94th minute, still 1-0 also. And right now, looking at the way the table is right now, if he ends this way, France will top the group, followed by Australia with the same amount of points, 6 points apiece, on a goal difference of +3, -1, favoring France to top that group. And you have Tunisia with 4 points, and you have Denmark with 1 point. Just giving you an update there while we're looking at another story quickly before we come back to give you what is going on over there in Qatar. Well, Chelsea right now, Chelsea are considering getting at least a goalkeeper. Yes, so if they can, they want competition in that their goalkeeping department against Arrizabalaga and also Eduardo Mendy. Talking about Chelsea, the Blues are trying to see what they can do to get a goalkeeper, well, in the summer. Well, that's the Blues now. They are considering a first choice goalkeeper next summer, and they have what it takes to want to change, to get a goalkeeper. You know that so far, Eduardo Mendy has been a bit shaky when it comes to goalkeeping, and Arrizabalaga too, you just can't, don't have 100%. So for Chelsea, they are really considering bringing a new first choice goalkeeper next summer, and that would be a nice one for them if they can do that. Still going back to that game quickly, Australia Denmark is still ongoing at the 4th minute, 1-0 in favor of Australia, where a player, Matthew, was able to make it for them. And you have France against Tunisia, 1-0, even though if it ends that way, it won't favor Tunisia, because right now France will still lead the pack with 6 points, alongside Australia with also 6 points. That is if it ends that way. And Denmark will be the last on the group. 94th minute play so far, and you have it there. France 6, Australia 6, Tunisia 4, Denmark 1.
So, wow. So France and Australia, congrats to them. Even though France is expected with their pedigree, with their squad, I think it was expected for them to qualify, win this group easily. It was even a surprise that they lost one match. For Australia, I think that's a huge congrats to them and their manager, because when these draws came out, I don't think most people wouldn't have betted their money on Australia finishing second. Maybe they would think Denmark will finish second, but Australia have exceeded expectations. We'll see how far they will go, but maybe the last 16 might be the end of their journey. If they come up against one of the big boys, they might be heading back home to their continent.
A tough one there in Group D, as we are having it on the screen. The match is still ongoing, but that is the way the table is now. If it ends this way, it means Australia are second with -1. France with just 3, goal difference of 3. They score 6 goals, 3 against them. They have 3, and Australia score 3. They score 4 against them, making it -1. 6 points apiece the two countries. And surprisingly, Denmark, the Danish team, are down the log with just a point after not get to just do well in this competition. Tunisia, well, they fought hard, but their fight was not enough. The Carthage Eagles, as they call them, right now trailing on 4 points. So painful. That will be they will be the first African nation. That is, if it ends this way, really, it's very painful to see Tunisia. They fought hard. Well, Senegal is still there. We have Teranga Lions. You have Cameroon, Morocco. They'll be fighting to see who stays. And let's see if Ghana, yes, the Black Stars, will also do us proud. We believe in them all, and we hope that they continue to show class for Africa. Really, what a way to go. Good to have you in the studio, Abla Yusuf.
Great to be back
Kabiru.
once again. Great to be back.
Good one there. We've been giving you update concerning the game that happened between Australia and Denmark right now. Before we pack it up, it's still ongoing. Although 97 minutes, 1-0 Tunisia, France. 98 minutes right now, and it's still there. Well, congratulations to France and Australia. If it ends that way, that will be it on 360 Sport. I am Adeniyi Ajishafe. Thanks for watching.